KPMG and yourself and the government and the Big Four, you play an important role in this ecosystem, an important role to steer things, an important role to ensure that the storms are kept in check, an important role to ensure that investment is attracted, an important role to ensure that the rails for which things will run, for which development will be driven, is laid. What would you say on the government side needs to happen from a policy standpoint, from a regulation standpoint? How do we unleash this innovation in a sustainable way? How do we do this? How do we prevent all the start and stop, all the 4 steps forward, 40 steps backward kind of scenario? Please.
Thank you very much, Salami. I think you haven't looked for trouble. I think you've asked a very important question. For me, I think the essay was already touching on one of the key things that I was going to talk about in reaction to this. And that is issue about embedding digital technology into our educational curriculum. Today, I believe that we need to review educational curriculum, which is what he's saying that they've started to do. We need to include digital and technology skills in our curriculum. There was a couple of years ago, I don't know whether it was 2016 or thereabout, there was something called Code Lagos, yes. Which was an initiative that was launched by Lagos State government. And I think we should take a second look at that, you understand? It needs to be revamped. I think you can use that to deliver critical mass of digital technology skills that we require. If you look at Ghana, for instance, Ghana also has Ghana Code Club. And what they do with the Ghana Code Club is a national after-school program that Ghana has initiated, developed by a non-profit organization in collaboration with government to ensure that people pick up technology skills. I think as we do this, the second major policy step and intervention, I would say, is stimulating youth entrepreneurship in digital space. I like your presentation. And basically, we can't fold our hands and just you need to create that right enabling environment for the youth. In partnership with private sector and other government agencies, I think we need to establish programs to provide that capacity building and financial assistance to youth-led startups, which is basically most of the problems. Some have been lucky to access international funds, but not everybody has been. So it's one of the things that is, stifling growth in that sector. And I use the Cambodia example. They call it Techo Startup Center. And in the Techo Startup Center, which is an accelerator in Cambodia, is facilitated by government. And what they do basically is to support the young entrepreneur technology startups owned by youth in the country, offering them mentorship, linking them to big companies, big CEOs, providing funding, skills, and development program. So that's my second intervention or recommendation from policy. The third one, which is very important, and I listened to the morning section where Funke Okweke and Segun Ogunsan were talking, and I believe that, the fiscal tax incentives and waivers are important for technology innovators. At the end of the day, R&D tax incentives for technology innovation, we have not fully implemented it in this country. It's something we need to look at, especially for young startups who are leveraging creative technology and who are unleashing innovation. Tax waivers, even for local technology manufacturers, are extremely, extremely important. One of the things I know that, Salami, you have in mind, it's also government consistency. We can put waiver in place, we can put incentive in place, but if you implement that waiver or incentives in the first 2 years and third year, there's a reversal of policy. And 3 steps forward, 6 steps backward. I know that in the side discussion we're having, you are referring to GoCada. I'm not privy to details of what happened, you understand? But the truth at the end of the day is that there's nothing that is very detrimental to growth than policy inconsistency. There should be clarity in policy. Once there's clarity in policy, then you can actually hold all parties to their responsibilities. The last recommendation which I will give is driving policies to promote use of locally developed technology solutions. It's extremely important. You can create supply, but if you don't create demand, then you're going to have challenges. The beauty of it today is that because of our population and various other things, the demand is there. You understand? But that demand needs to grow. You understand? And for me, I think we need to enforce provisions of NIDA local content guidelines to ensure, look, most organizations today, even government organizations, ERP systems we use SAP developed in Germany by Germans. We use Oracle, we use IBS, we use Microsoft Dynamics, all sorts of things. But I can tell you, there are local software developers here who have developed ERP systems, who have developed reconciliation systems, who have developed ATM reconciliation systems, who have developed all sorts of very innovative systems. We need to encourage those operators in Nigeria. It's extremely important, and as we do it, and we embark on e-governance, which is the digitization of government services, we can then have uptake, because then we can create the demand side for some of these things. I think those are the four. I know you're checking your time, so I don't overrun on time.
Fantastic.
Those are the four policy interventions and incentives I believe are pivotal, will be very pivotal to unleashing innovation.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. Someone is taking notes for me, so I'm going to be able to run through, because you give 4 very powerful points. Definitely, I love the tax incentives.